Today kicks off week 1 of our back to school art series, and we're going to be talking about Wassily Kandinsky. Wassily Kandinsky was a Russian artist who believed art didn't have to look like something to be beautiful. He used colorful lines, shapes, and circles to express his feelings and ideas, and became one of the first artists to create abstract art. As a young man, Kandinsky studied law and became a teacher. But after seeing a painting that inspired him, he decided to pursue his dreams of becoming an artist. He believed that colors and shapes could make people feel emotions, just like music does, and he often listened to music while he painted. Instead of asking, "What is this?" Kandinsky wanted you to ask how it made you feel. And because of that, Kandinsky's creative ideas changed the art world forever, and he is remembered as one of the most important artists in history. This is one of his famous paintings, and as you can see, it doesn't have pictures of people or houses, but instead it has bold colors and shapes. This one is one of my favorites, and it's the one we'll be basing our art on today. If you want to read more about Kandinsky and his life as a young artist, I highly recommend this book, The Noisy Paint Box. It's available on Amazon. Today, we're going to be making name art inspired by Kandinsky. And if your name is super long or you just don't want to write the whole thing, you can also make a version of just your initial. So what you need for today's project is a piece of paper. I'm using a piece of vanilla paper, but you can absolutely use white paper or any other light colored paper, a Sharpie, and a pencil, and some markers. I'm going to be trying out the Kral Eclipse markers today. So now that we know what we're making and what we need, let's skip to the good part and make some art. To start our project today, we're going to first need to write our names. So if you've never made bubble letters before, it's pretty simple. You can start by using your pencil to lightly write out your name on your paper. Just press super lightly, just to give you a guide. I'm doing mine in all caps, but you can absolutely do lowercase if you prefer. Once you have your name written, then you're going to trace around your name without touching the line. So I'm going to make a shape around my letters. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just leave lots of room between the letter that you wrote and then your outline. And then do that for all the rest of the letters. Now that I have my letters traced, I'm going to erase that first line that I wrote. Now that I have my name written out in bubble letters, I get to start the fun part. So referencing back to my picture, you can see it is full of all kinds of different colors and shapes, and none of it really makes sense or the particular reason why it's there. It's just fun. So keeping this in mind, I'm going to start by coloring in my name. I'm going to color each letter a different color, but you can color them all the same color or even split your letters in half or into different sections and color them all different colors. Okay, now that I have my letters colored in, I can start adding the other details. And I gotta say, I don't know how I feel about these yet. They're kind of streaky when you're trying to cover a big surface. So we'll see how it works out. But now that you have your name written and colored in, you can use your black Sharpie to go over the outline of each letter. I like to kind of turn it on the side so it's a nice thick line. I'm going to trace each of my letters and we'll be right back for the next step. You can see I used my Sharpie to make my line a little bit thicker to cover up where I went out of the line a little bit. And now I get to use the rest of my colors to make all kinds of fun shapes and designs. So I'm going to start by just picking a color and start making some circles on my page. They can be big or small, they can overlap. They can be multicolored, however you feel inspired. But I'm going to just start with a pink circle over here and move my markers. And then we're going to go around that one in this color. And then I'm going to go around it again in a different color. Let's try a really big triangle. Oh, I don't want pink again. I want a different color. Let's bring in some green. I'm going to make a big triangle over here. The fun part about this is that you can make really anything you want. Any design, any shape, anything you decide to add to your art. And it works because it's yours and it's your inspiration. And like Kandinsky said, it doesn't have to look like anything. It's just about how it makes you feel. And if you feel happy, you feel proud, you feel like you really like it, then that's all that matters. It's perfect. So I'm gonna make this triangle 3 different colors because I can and because that's fun. And now I'm gonna take my black Sharpie and I'm gonna draw a big old line right through it. Just like that. So I'm going to continue on with that. I'm gonna do, let's do a little action over here, and then I'm actually gonna do a line through some of my letters. Just because it's fun. Okay, let's keep going. Let's bring our orange back, and let's do a big circle over here. Again, I'm just gonna layer my colors around the circle and keep going until I decide that that was enough. I really like the way that looks, ending that with the pink, so we're gonna stop there. And again, I'm gonna take my black marker, and what do I wanna do? Maybe just kind of on this end, put a line through it. And then maybe one more that's not even connected. Let's do one that has a black circle in the middle. And then, what color? We'll do purple. That, you can't really tell that that's black and then purple. We're gonna add another color. Okay, and in this big space over here, I'm gonna do a square. What shapes are you doing on yours? Do you have a favorite shape? Let's see, I'm gonna make it a square, but I'm first gonna do it just kind of in pieces. So I'm gonna color this in. And I think I've decided I like these markers, but not for coloring big areas. They're better for small areas. And I'm gonna connect my square, make it bigger, going like this. See, when you have to color a big area with this marker, it gets kind of streaky and it's not that fun to color in. For like little things like this one, it's fine, but when it's bigger, it's not great. Not the best everyday marker, we'll say that. I definitely wouldn't use these on a regular basis. The super tips are my favorite for that. Okay, now the bottom half of my square, I'm gonna break it up again into this part, color it in, and then I'm gonna finish it with a yellow. This part right over here kind of goes off my page, which is fine. And now I'm gonna take my Sharpie again and I'm gonna trace all of these lines, but I'm not gonna stay within the box. I'm gonna go outside of the box and make all these lines. Ooh, I like that. That looks fun. Okay, let's work some more on this side of the page. I'm gonna do some more circles. And I'm gonna overlap these two. Just a little bit. And then, you guessed it, I'm gonna put some lines through it. I think I'm gonna add some color under my yellow J here. Just because. Okay. I think down here, I'm just gonna do some random circles just to fill in some of the space. Almost like polka dots, but not quite. I'm gonna add some up here too. This is the part of the project where you get to just look at your picture and decide what you want where, what you think it's missing, what you think would look good. Just try it. Try something out. Like, I'm going to add a little blue triangle over here. just because. Perfect. And I'm gonna take my Sharpie and I'm gonna add another triangle down here and some dots, just randomly on my page where I think they might look good. Filling in some of the empty space, creating a more finished piece. I think right here at the bottom, I want to do a big squiggly line. Perfect. I think the more often you can layer your colors and what you put in them, it looks more interesting. So just keep going, keep adding. I think I'm gonna add a few more black lines and thicken up maybe some of the ones that I already have. Okay, what do you think? When you look at your art, how does it make you feel? I feel pretty happy. I like mine. I'm gonna hang it up. Thank you so much for joining me this week in making our Kandinsky-inspired name art. And I'll see you next week for our Paul Klee-inspired school supplies. Bye.